Prep A Theory Book, pages 34 and 35, treble clef notes, right hand C position. Question number 1, thumb on middle C, C. The next is space D. The next is line E. The next is space F. Next is line G. Next is space F. Next is line E. Next is space D. Next is line middle C. Question number 2, all line notes, C line, E line, and G line. The first note is middle C line. Next is E line. Next is G line. Next is E line. Next is C line. Next is E line. Next is G line. Top of page 35, question number 3. Notes and spaces are D and F. The first note is space D. Next is F space. Next is D space. Next is space F. And then F space again. Next is D space. And then space D again. And the last note is space F. Question number 4. All the lines and spaces are now mixed up. We start with middle C, line. Next is E line. Next is D space. Next is space F. Next is line E. Next is G line. Next is space F. Next is D space. Next is line F. Next is middle C line. Question number 5, we have repeating notes. We start with the C line. Again, middle C line. Next note is D space. Again, space D. Next is line E. Again, E line. The next is space F. Again, F space. Next is G line. Again, line G. And one more time, G line.